Hey there, everyone. It is such a beautiful day to learn something new, isn't it? Welcome back to Learning English Studio. I'm Amelia, your host for today, and I am just grinning from ear to ear because we get to hang out and talk about English together again. It's honestly my favorite part of the week.
Hi, Amelia. It is so good to be back. I've been looking forward to this all morning. I actually grabbed a coffee specifically so I could be wide awake and ready to chat. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. Just feeling really energetic. I had a great start to the day, and now having you here to help me dive into today's topic, well, it just makes it even better. I hope our listeners out there are feeling good too, maybe sitting comfortably with a nice drink.
That sounds like the perfect setup. It really helps to be relaxed when you're learning, don't you think? When you're stressed, it's hard for new words to stick. But when you're chilling out, having a conversation, it just flows naturally.
Exactly. That is the whole vibe here at Learning English Studio. We want it to feel like we're just friends sitting around chatting about life, but secretly we're boosting our English skills at the same time. Speaking of skills, James, we have a really useful topic today.
Oh, I love these topics. The ones that are practical. You can use them the second you walk out the door. Is that what we're doing today?
Yes, we are diving into the world of modal verbs. Specifically, we are going to look at 4 big ones: can, could, should, and must. I know, just hearing the word grammar might make some people go, uh-oh, but trust me, these are the keys to sounding fluent and confident.
Ah, the modals. I actually remember when I was first learning English, these were confusing at first, but then suddenly they clicked. And once you understand them, you realize you hear them everywhere. You literally cannot have a conversation without them.
That is so true. They're like the seasoning in a meal. You can't cook without salt and pepper, right? You can't speak without modal verbs. But before we get into the nitty-gritty details, I want to remind everyone to please subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps us keep making these episodes for you. And if you like the vibe, share it with a friend.
Definitely. The more the merrier. Okay, Amelia, so where should we start? Should we jump right into can? I feel like that's one that students learn very early on.
Yes, let's start with can. It's probably the friendliest one of the bunch. It's usually the first one we learn because it's all about ability, right? Like, I can swim, or I can speak English. It's that feeling of being able to do something. It's very positive.
I like that description. It's friendly. It's very capable. I think it's one of the most powerful words for a student, because when you switch your thinking from I can't to I can, it changes your whole mindset. But let's talk about how we actually use it. It's mostly for ability, but isn't there another meaning too?
Oh, great point. Yes, there is. So the first meaning is ability. For example, James can fix computers. It means he has the skill. But the second meaning is permission, like asking, can I go to the bathroom? Or can I have a cookie? It's a polite way to ask for something.
Right. And interestingly, in modern spoken English, we use can for permission all the time, even though some strict grammar books might say you should use may. But let's be honest, if you ask your friend, may I borrow your pen? They might look at you like you're a king or queen.
Totally. May is so formal. If I'm hanging out with you, James, I'd say, hey, can I see your phone? Not, may I have the honor of viewing your telephone? That sounds ridiculous.
It really does. So for daily life, stick with can. It's your go-to. So, Amelia, let me test you. If I want to tell someone that I have the ability to juggle 3 apples, what do I say?
You say, I can juggle 3 apples. Simple as that.
Exactly. And if I want to ask the waiter for water...
Excuse me, can I have some water, please? Easy, see? We are already speaking natural English. And listeners, notice how easy that flows? You don't need to think about complex rules. Just think, do I have the skill? Or do I want permission? If yes, use can.
That's a great tip. And we should probably mention that can is used for general possibilities in the future, too, sometimes. Like, it can get cold here at night. It's not about a specific prediction, but a general truth about the situation.
That's a good nuance. Like saying the weather has the ability to change. It can be tricky. Yeah, I like that. But let's not overload everyone. Let's move on to the next one, which is could, because could is like the cousin of can, but a bit softer.
Could. Yeah, it's a very polite word. I think of could as the gentler version of can. It's often used to make a request sound nicer. Instead of saying, pass the salt, which is a bit bossy, you say, could you pass the salt? It sounds much better.
Absolutely. I always tell students that if you want something, use could. It's the magic word for politeness. Could you help me with my homework versus can you help me? Both are okay, but could feels softer. It gives the person a way out if they're busy.
That's a great way to put it. It respects the other person's time. But wait, Amelia, isn't could also the past tense of can?
Yes, it is. You are so smart. If we are talking about the past, we switch can to could. So yesterday I couldn't come to the party, or when I was young, I could run very fast. That's ability in the past. So could works for two main things, the past ability and the present polite request.
It's such a versatile word. Let me think of a story example. Okay, imagine you are at a job interview. You want to ask about the salary. Which is better? Can I ask about the salary or could I ask about the salary?
Oh, definitely could. Definitely. Can I ask is okay with friends, but in an interview, you want to be extra polite. Could I ask about the salary shows you have good manners. It shows professional English.
Exactly. So rule of thumb, if it's a formal situation or you're talking to a stranger, use could to ask questions. It makes you sound very educated and polite. I love that word. Okay, Amelia, so to recap so far, can is for ability and informal permission, could is for politeness and past ability. Got it? Good. Let's take a deep breath and move on to a word that is all about advice, our third modal, should.
Should, the advice word. This is the one I use when I talk to my younger siblings. You should study more. You should eat more vegetables. It's that feeling of telling someone what is a good idea.
Yes, it's the big brother or big sister word. We use should when we want to give advice or an opinion. It's not a rule, like a law, but it's a strong suggestion. For example, if a student says, I have a big test tomorrow, I would say, you should go to bed early.
Right, it's logical. It's the smart thing to do. But you can also use it to talk about yourself. I should stop eating so much chocolate. That is my personal daily struggle. Oh, me too. I really should go to the gym, but do I always do it? No. That's the thing about should. It expresses a good idea, but not necessarily a fact. We don't always follow our own advice, do we?
Definitely not. I should clean my room, but here I am talking to you. But Amelia, can we use should to guess about the future?
Oh, interesting question. Yes, we can. We call it expectation. Like if you call a friend and they don't answer, you might say, she should be home by now. It means you expect it to be true based on what you know. It's a strong guess.
That is very useful in daily conversation. The movie should be starting soon. My package should arrive tomorrow. It adds a nice layer of certainty without being 100% sure. It's like, I am pretty confident this is true.
Exactly. It's softer than will, but stronger than maybe. It's a nice middle ground. So, listeners, next time you want to give a friend some friendly advice, try starting with you should. And if you want to sound like you have a strong expectation about something, use should be.
I think we should give a quick example of a conversation using all three words we've learned so far, just to see how they mix together. Let's pretend we are planning a trip.
Okay, I love this. Let's do it. I'll start. James, we have a holiday next week. What can we do?
We could go to the mountains. I love hiking.
Oh, that sounds nice, but I heard it might rain. You should check the weather forecast on your phone.
Good idea. Can I borrow your phone? Mine is out of battery.
Sure, here you go.
Thanks. Oh wow, it says it will be sunny, so we can go.
Perfect. That was a really natural dialogue. We used can for ability and borrowing, could for a suggestion, and should for advice. See how smoothly that flows?
It sounded like a real conversation between two friends, and that's the goal. We don't want to sound like robots, we want to sound like humans. And these modal verbs help us express our feelings and intentions clearly.
Totally. Okay, are you ready for the big one? The bossy one? The serious one?
Yes, I think I know who you're talking about. Must. Yes, the heavyweight champion of modal verbs.
Yes, must. This one is strong. It usually expresses obligation or necessity. It means you have no choice. It is a rule, like you must stop at a red light or students must wear a uniform. It's very serious.
It is. It's the law. But we have to be careful with this one, right? Because in American English especially, must can sound very formal or very dramatic in daily conversation. If I tell my friend you must come to my party, it sounds intense.
It really does. It sounds like it's a matter of life and death. If you want to invite a friend casually, you would say, you have to come to my party, or you really should come. Using must is a bit old-fashioned for casual invitations.
Right, but there is a time and place for must. Formal writing, signs, rules, laws, serious warnings. You must see a doctor. That is a strong recommendation because it's important for your health. That's a good use of it.
Yes, that's a great distinction. So keep must for serious rules, laws, and strong recommendations, and use have to for daily annoyances, like I have to go to work tomorrow. I have to do the laundry. Using must for laundry is too dramatic.
I must wash my socks. It sounds like I'm a superhero with a mission.
Exactly. I must save the world from dirty socks. So stick to have to for daily chores. Save must for the important stuff.
That makes a lot of sense. And we also have must not, right? Which is different from don't have to.
Oh, that is a crucial difference. Students often mix these up, so let's clarify. Must not means it is forbidden. Do not do it. You must not smoke in here. It's illegal or against the rules. But don't have to means it's optional. You can do it if you want, but you don't need to. You don't have to pay for the coffee. It's free.
Wow, that is a huge difference. One is stop it, and the other is you can relax. Forbidden versus optional. I'm glad we cleared that up. That is a common mistake.
Yes, and I think that's why modal verbs are so tricky but so beautiful. A tiny change in the word changes the whole meaning from forbidden to optional. It's powerful.
It really is. You know, Amelia, I feel like we've covered the big four. Can, could, should, and must. Is there anything else about modals that we should touch upon to make this lesson complete?
Well, we didn't mention have to in detail, but we compared it to must. I think that's enough for today. We want to keep this student-friendly and not overwhelm everyone with 10 different modal verbs. Mastering these 4 is a huge step forward.
I agree. Quality over quantity. If you can use can, could, should, and must correctly in real conversations, you're doing amazing. You're communicating like a pro.
Yes, and I really want to encourage everyone listening to practice these. Don't just memorize the rules. Try to make sentences about your own life. Think about your day today. What can you do? What should you do? What must you do?
That is excellent advice. Put it in context. For example, right now I can drink some coffee. I should finish recording this episode, and I must pick up my sister from school later. See, I just used all 3 in my real life.
Perfect example. You really nailed it. I must pick up my sister. That sounds like a real obligation. And I should finish recording. That is a very good idea because otherwise our listeners won't have an episode.
Exactly. We are here to serve. And you know, I think when students realize that grammar isn't just a list of rules in a book, but a tool to describe their life, it becomes exciting. It stops being boring.
I love that perspective. It's about connection. It's about expressing who you are and what you need. That's what English is for. It's not for passing a test. It's for talking to people, like James.
Aw, thanks, Amelia. It's for talking to people like you too, and for understanding movies and traveling and reading articles. It opens up the whole world. That's the beauty of Learning English Studio. We're just unlocking those doors one word at a time.
Yes, we're unlocking doors together, and I have to say, I feel like we've covered a lot of ground in a short time, but I still have one more story in mind. Can I share a quick story about a time I misunderstood must?
Oh, please do. I love a good embarrassing story.
Okay, so a few years ago, I was visiting a friend in another country. I don't want to say which country. But I saw a sign that said, "Guests must remove shoes." And I was so nervous. I thought, oh my gosh, this is a law? Will the police come if I don't take my shoes off?
No way.
Yes, I took it so seriously because of the word must. I thought it was a federal law or something. I sat down and untied my shoelaces so slowly and carefully, and my friend just laughed and said, "Relax, it's just house rules."
That is hilarious. Must can sound so scary sometimes, but it's just a polite request in the context of a home. That is a great lesson about context. Words change power depending on where you are.
Totally. In a house, must is just being polite to the host. In a courtroom, must is the law. You have to read the room. You have to understand the situation.
Read the room. That is a great idiom, by the way. But yes, context is everything. So I hope our listeners remember that if they see a sign, don't panic. It might just be a polite request.
Exactly. Don't call the police. Okay, I think we are coming up towards the end of our main discussion. Let's just do a quick speed round to refresh everyone's memory. I'll give you a situation, James, and you tell me the best modal verb. Are you ready?
I was born ready. Hit me with it.
Okay, situation number 1. You want to ask your boss for a day off.
Could. I could ask for a day off. Definitely could, because it's polite and formal.
Correct. Situation number 2, you are telling your mom that you know how to cook pasta.
Mom, I can cook pasta. Ability.
Perfect. Situation number 3, you see a friend eating junk food every day and you want to give them advice.
You should eat healthier. Advice.
Good. And situation number 4, you see a sign that says entry forbidden for unauthorized personnel.
You must not enter. Strong prohibition. See? It becomes automatic after a while. Your brain just picks the right word without thinking too hard. It's like riding a bike. At first, you wobble, and then you just zoom.
I love that analogy, zooming through English. That sounds fun. I think everyone listening today has the potential to zoom. They just need to keep practicing, keep listening to podcasts like this, and not be afraid to make mistakes.
Mistakes are good. I made a mistake with the must sign, and we laughed about it. It's part of learning. So please, don't be shy. If you use the wrong modal, don't worry. People will still understand you. The goal is communication, not perfection.
Amen to that. Perfection is boring. Communication is exciting. So go out there and make some mistakes. It's the only way to learn. I love that energy. Go out there and make some mistakes. That should be our motto. Well, James, I think we have covered everything we wanted to talk about today regarding modal verbs. We had laughs, we had stories, and hopefully we learned a thing or two.
I certainly had a blast, and I learned that I really should clean my room.
Yes, you should. But before you run off to clean, we have a very special segment of the show where we want to hear from you guys. This is the part where we stop talking and start listening.
Yes, we want to get interactive. We want to know what you think about today's episode. And we want to give you a little challenge to practice your English. Are you ready for the challenge, everyone?
I'm ready. So for the interactive part today, we have a question and we really want you to answer it in the comments below the video or the podcast post. Here is the question. Think about your plans for this weekend. Use the modal should to give yourself a piece of advice. For example, I could say, I should go to the park because the weather is nice, or I should study for my math test.
That's a fun one. So tell us, what should you do this weekend? Or if you want a different option, you can tell us one thing you can do very well, like a hidden talent. I can touch my nose with my tongue. Whatever it is, we want to know.
I love the hidden talent idea. That sounds hilarious. So you have 2 choices. Choice A, tell us what you should do this weekend. Choice B, tell us something you can do very well. Pick one or do both. We are going to read the comments and maybe mention some of our favorites in the next episode.
That sounds like a plan. And don't forget, guys, practicing writing in the comments is a great way to improve your grammar. It's low pressure, and we're all friends here, so don't worry about making mistakes. Just write.
Exactly. And if you're listening to this on a platform where you can't comment, you can just say it out loud to yourself. I should call my grandma. I can speak English. Say it with confidence. It works.
It really does. Repetition is key. Okay, Amelia, as we wrap up, do you have any final words of wisdom for the listeners before we say goodbye?
Final wisdom. I think just keep going. Learning a language is a journey. It takes time. Some days you feel fluent, and some days you feel like you don't know anything. That is normal. Just hang in there. Keep listening to Learning English Studio and be kind to yourself.
Beautifully said.
Be kind to yourself. That is the most important lesson of all. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It was a pleasure talking to you, Amelia, as always.
Thank you, James. It was wonderful having you. And a huge thank you to everyone listening. You guys are the reason we do this. Remember to subscribe, hit that like button, and share this with your friends if you enjoyed it.
See you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye. Take care, everyone.